Have you ever stopped to wonder about the incredible, microscopic journey that leads to a new life? It's a story more epic than any blockbuster movie, filled with millions of contenders, a treacherous journey, and one ultimate prize. Today, we're going to explore the breathtaking miracle of human conception. So, get comfortable, and let's dive into the very beginning of you and me. It all starts with two key players: the sperm and the egg. Let's begin with the female side of the story. Every month, within a woman's ovaries, a group of tiny sacs called follicles begins to mature. Each follicle contains a single, precious egg, also known as an ovum. These eggs are incredible. They are the largest cells in the human body, yet still barely visible to the naked eye. As the follicles grow, they compete with each other until one emerges as the dominant one. This chosen follicle continues to mature, preparing its egg for the most important moment of its life, around the middle of the menstrual cycle. A surge of a hormone called luteinizing hormone, or LH, triggers a spectacular event. Ovulation, the dominant follicle ruptures, releasing the mature egg from the ovary. It's a moment of liberation. But the egg doesn't just float off into space. It's gently swept up by the feathery, finger-like ends of the nearby fallopian tube. And now, its journey truly begins. The clock is ticking, as the egg has a limited window of about 12 to 24 hours to be fertilized. It travels slowly down the fallopian tube, waiting, hoping to meet its match. Now, let's switch gears to the other half of this incredible story: the sperm. Unlike the one-egg-per-month strategy, the male body is a veritable sperm factory, producing millions of them every single day. These microscopic swimmers are tiny, consisting of a head that contains all the genetic information from the father, and a long tail, or flagellum, that propels it forward. They are built for one purpose: to find and fertilize an egg. During intercourse, hundreds of millions of sperm are introduced into the female reproductive tract, and from this moment, an incredible, high-stakes race begins. The environment they enter is not exactly a welcome party. For the sperm, it's a hazardous obstacle course. Many don't survive the initial acidic environment of the vagina. Those that do must then navigate through the cervix, into the uterus, and finally, into the correct fallopian tube, the one holding the waiting egg. Think about that for a second. Only one fallopian tube contains the egg. It's a 50/50th chance, and the sperm have no GPS. They are guided by a combination of the muscular contractions of the uterus and fallopian tubes, and possibly even chemical signals released by the egg itself, a process called chem. It's like the egg is sending out a "come find me" beacon. The journey is long and arduous, equivalent to a human swimming dozens of miles. Out of the hundreds of millions that started, only a few hundred, maybe a few thousand, will actually make it to the final destination. Now, picture this scene. A small, elite group of the strongest, fastest sperm has finally reached the egg. They surround it, a crowd of hopefuls vying for the grand prize. But the egg isn't an easy target. It's protected by a jelly-like outer layer called the corona radiata, and a tougher, inner membrane called the zona pellucida. The sperm must work together, releasing enzymes from their heads to break down these protective layers. It's a team effort, but ultimately, only one can win. Then, it happens. A single, lucky sperm manages to push through all the barriers and burrow its head into the egg's surface. The moment it makes contact, an instantaneous and magical change occurs in the egg's membrane. A chemical reaction creates an impenetrable barrier called the cortical reaction, which locks out all other sperm. It's nature's way of ensuring that only one set of paternal DNA combines with the maternal DNA. This incredible moment is called fertilization. Once inside, the sperm's tail detaches, and its head, containing 23 chromosomes from the father, swells up. The egg has also completed its own final preparations and contains 23 chromosomes from the mother. These two sets of genetic material, these two pronuclei, are drawn towards each other like magnets. They merge, combining their chromosomes to form a single, brand new cell with a complete set of 46 chromosomes. This new cell is called a zygote. This is the moment of conception. A unique individual, with a brand new, never-before-seen combination of DNA, has just been created. All the instructions for a person's hair color, eye color, height, and countless other traits are now locked in. It's the blueprint for a new human being. But the journey is far from over. The newly formed zygote doesn't just sit there. Within hours, it begins an amazing process of cell division called mitosis. One cell becomes two, to become four become eight, and so on, doubling in number roughly every 12 to 15 hours. All while this is happening, the tiny, rapidly growing ball of cells, now called an embryo, is continuing its journey down the fallopian tube toward the uterus. This trip takes about 3 to 5 days. By the time it reaches the uterus, the embryo has developed into a structure called a It's a hollow ball of about 100 to 200 cells, with an inner cell mass that will eventually become the fetus, and an outer layer that will develop into the placenta, life support system for the growing baby. Now, the final, crucial step of this early phase must take place. Implantation. The blastocyst needs to find a safe, nourishing place to attach and grow for the next 9 months. The lining of the uterus, called the endometrium, has been preparing all month for this very arrival, becoming thick and rich with blood vessels. The blastocyst hatches from its protective shell, the zona pellucida, and begins to burrow into this welcoming uterine wall. This process of implantation is incredibly complex. The embryo and the mother's body communicate through a sophisticated chemical dialogue to make it happen. As the embryo embeds itself, it establishes a connection to the mother's blood supply, allowing it to receive the oxygen and nutrients it needs to continue its phenomenal growth. Once implantation is successful, pregnancy has officially begun. The embryo starts producing a hormone called human chorionic gonadotropin, or HC. This is the hormone that pregnancy tests detect, sending a signal to the mother's body to maintain the pregnancy and stop the monthly cycle. From this single-celled zygote, a complex organism will develop. The inner cells will differentiate into the 3 primary germ layers, which will form every single organ and tissue in the body: the brain, the heart, the skin, the bones. The heart itself will begin to beat just a few weeks after conception. It's a cascade of development, an intricate and perfectly timed dance of biology that is nothing short of miraculous. So, from a race of millions, through a perilous journey in a single moment of connection, a new life begins. Every single one of us is a result of this incredible 1,000,000,000-to-1 story. It's a powerful reminder of the resilience and sheer wonder of life itself. It's not just biology, it's a masterpiece of nature. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to the very beginning of life. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the wonders of our world. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, stay curious.